my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and today we're doing a sister palette look. So this is the Gemini Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette and the Queen of Hearts palette from Colored Raine. I mentioned them in my video yesterday about palettes that I've used a lot together, and I kind of want to try the look that I mentioned in that. Let's get this on and I will talk about why I'm wearing makeup. I don't know. I feel like I am soon going to run out of stuff to talk about while I'm doing my makeup, and it's just going to be me being like, yep, still inside, yep, still anxious about the world, yep, still quarantined, still furloughed. Yeah, that's kind of it. I went to the grocery store yesterday. That was the only thing I've done. The only thing I've really left the house for has been groceries. And, like, I'll take walks around the neighborhood, but I've been kind of making them nighttime walks, because if I go after it's dark, since most people are at home or working from home, I feel like nobody's really out late anymore. So, like, yesterday was Saturday night, and went for a walk at like 9 or 10. Nobody. I saw one person like a block and a half away walking their dog, and they looked like they were kind of like trudging through it because they'd put it off and that was what was happening. I really didn't see any cars either. Like, nobody was coming home at that time. People were already home, and a lot of houses had their lights off, like everybody was already in sleep. None of that was right. People were already at home, in bed, and or asleep. So, just kind of dealing with that. It is really nice to go for walks and not have to deal with cars or run into people. I'm not a very social person, so it's different for somebody who doesn't like crowds or having to interact with strangers, having empty streets. It's really nice. I don't have to worry about people driving stupid, because some of my neighborhood has these really wide curves that I will admit, they are real fun to drive around when you're driving in an illegal speed. But I've gotten older, and there are a lot of people that kind of barrel through that area, forgetting that it's, on most days, a place that a lot of people go to walk. The streets are wide. There's these really well-kept gardens on a lot of people's yards. There's really cool-looking houses with nice architecture. And if you do have to have several people walking, you don't fit on the sidewalk, the streets are nice and wide, that there's plenty of room for you guys to walk and a car to go around. It's a nice residential neighborhood to walk in. And a lot of people will kind of hop a couple blocks over to go into that area for their walks. And it's something that a lot of drivers do not plan for. So I'm not having to make awkward small talk with strangers. I'm not having to worry about where the cars are, because I really don't see that many. I get to see all the pretty plants. I get to take my bad artistic photos of the street lamps, because apparently I like street lamps now. The kind of thing you realize when you're out by yourself and you take pictures on your phone with nobody there to be like, why are you taking that? Apparently I take a lot of pictures of street lamps and oddly illuminated plants. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I also have not really been keeping the best sleep schedule. I started to, and then I was like, okay, but does it matter? And since I'm furloughed and not doing anything outside my own house right now, I don't have anywhere to be. So I stay up late. I may have ordered some hair dye. We'll see what happens. Okay, into the actual look today. I want to do like Princess and probably Queen Mother out of this palette. And I want to pair that with like Fire OG, maybe some of Leo, and Goals from this palette. So I want like the mauve crease with the swampy green to deepen it, and then the purple on the outer half, and the green on the inner half shimmer-wise. Okay, I'm trying to organize these so I can like pick up product without having to reopen both palettes back and forth. I got them, I think, where I want them. Let's put some stuff in my face. I honestly don't know how well these are going to blend together because these are not the shades I've been using the most. I've been using the greens in the crease, so like Mochi, and then deepening it up with Ladyship. We're going to try it the other way around, so let's start with Princess. Is such a nice color. Just a really nice pigmented but blendable mauve-y purple. Like, Queen of Hearts makes some gorgeous fucking shadows. I keep wanting more of their shadows and then being like, I don't have a good reason. Like, their shadows are gorgeous, and if I didn't have... They put out these palettes that I want, but they're palettes that I already have most of the colors. Like this one I justified in that at the time I didn't have a lot of orange and vibrant purple, but now I have that, so I don't have the same reasoning to say, yeah, I could totally justify it. And I hadn't tried the formula, so it's like, oh, I'm going to use this as an excuse to test out the formula. Back when I was pretending I was a review channel. And it's a great formula. Like, I am super happy with the formula. Even for being an old palette, like, this palette still holds up. I can still make so many pretty looks. If I was ever really focused one day, I would do, like, a really cool toned look and a really warm toned look. You know, one on each eye from the same palette. This palette, to be exact. It's just a really flattering mauve for me. A lot of mauves do lean very, very purple, whereas this leans a little bit more on the dusky pink side, which the purple is still flattering too. It's just that the mauve that is a bit more pinky has a bit more versatility. Okay, crease is down. I'm looking a little sickly. We're gonna make it worse. What brush do I want? We're gonna go careful. I'm gonna go with this fluffier one that I've used for building up. And I'm gonna start in Leo just because it is a bit more, it's like a slightly more cool toned green. Whereas Fire OG has a bit more, Leo has a bit more blue, and Fire OG has a bit of yellow. Right now, the green tones are not showing up more brown on camera for you, but they are, I promise, they're green. They're very much looking brown for you, which is not a bad choice. Mauve plus brown is a flattering look. We're getting there. But yeah, I have really been liking keeping the dark tone on the outer half. Might pop a little bit more of the mauve there to kind of diffuse the edges and make sure we don't lose it on that outer bit. Princess. The color is Princess. I do like that. Okay, let's start on the shimmer shades. I'm going to pick up Queen Mother first on a flat packy type brush. I don't hate it, but it's not turning out quite how I wanted. The green is not as green as I was expecting. And the purple is going to end up hiding a bunch of it on the lid. So maybe it doesn't work the other way. Quite like it's not bad. It's still quite pretty. And I think the green on the inner half of the lid, which is what I've done a lot, is going to be pretty. I kind of wish there was a darker green in the melt palette, because like an emeraldy foresty green on the outer half with like a lavender on the inner half is quite pretty. But that's not what we have. We have this. Okay, going in with a different brush to pick up goals. And shaking my camera. Oh, yes. Like, I think it's Lorelei? No, Gemini is the other shimmer in the melt palette, and it really doesn't work for me. But Goals does. Goals works really well. It adheres well. It has a nice, strong green tone. It's very pretty. It's a lovely reflective thing happening. It is what is borderline tempting me to get the Smoke Sessions palette. Because I know there's a lot of complaining about Melt's shimmer formula not being the most stable. And it's not great that Gemini is not a good shimmer, but like Goals is a good shimmer. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more Queen Mother so we can make sure that blend is pretty. And we'll do it on the other eye too. Then we will blend the crease. I don't think I want to put anything really shimmery on the lower lash line. I don't think that's going to add to the look too much. But I am going to pop Crown from the Queen of Hearts palette in the inner corner. But this is a very shimmery one, so I'm going to go in with a pointer brush. Because it picks up a lot of product, and then you're just kind of exceedingly reflective. Like, it really works. It fucking works. But it's very easy to go frosty with Crown. I say, while making myself very frosty. There's a nice, like, peach iridescence in it that is not the easiest to show on camera. I'm gonna blend it out, I promise. First, I'm gonna put just a touch more goals on here to make sure it's very reflective and packed. And then we're gonna fluff out that section. We'll pretend to give a shit about the lower lash line, which you really don't. So, it turned out, the green, I'm gonna take a little bit in there and see if we can, not really. The green is not showing up as green. There's just so much brown tone in it that it doesn't frame the look the way I thought it was going to, which is fine. That happens. I think adding that inner green corner, which is like one of my favorite parts of the Gemini palette, really kind of pulled the look together, in my opinion. So let's start doing the rest of the look. Knocking off excess powder. We'll put on the bronzer. I wonder if I should use a different blush. Probably not. I don't think I have the right purple tones in any blush anywhere near me for making that a thing. Oh, I was sitting with my ankles funny. Now my ankles are mad. I know, I look very aggressive when I put on my bronzer, but that's just how I blend it nicely. And this blush, nope, bronzer. This bronzer is very forgiving. Better than some of the other bronzers I've used. Which is good, because since I'm panning a bunch of bronzers, forgiving bronzers mean that I can use more of the product. Kind of catch up on all the bronzers that I own just sitting there, because I got a bunch of samples of bronzers way before I actually got into how to use bronzer. So now I have bronzers and tones that don't match. Well, I really bronzed the shit out of my ear. I have bronzers and tones that don't match me. I have formulas that I haven't tested. I think I have at least one more. Yeah, I have another Chocolate Soleil mini. I have a full-size Anastasia bronzer. I have so much bronzer. And this one, when I get to this one, it's going to take me forever to use because it's very pigmented and a little dark for me. But it is finally like the color, the amount of rosiness that I need in a bronzer to like actually match the pinkness of my skin because I have a lot of pink tones. I really need to figure out a better way to bronze my nose. It looks fine on camera, but sometimes in person it looks like I have too much. Too much. So, Franken blush, blush brush, knock off a bunch of excess powder. Be blushy. I do like blush on the tip of my nose. I think it's cute. And the other bits of pan are coming through. It means you can tell how amateurly I did the pressing of that blush when I frankened it. It's fine. Okay. Eyebrows. Yeah. Sometime next week, my new foundation is coming because one of my two I'm mixing together is almost out. So I might do like an Instagram wear test since I still don't have a good way to edit together like multiple days or check-ins. We might be doing here is like 4 different pictures of my face throughout the day to check the oil production. We'll see. I will also have more brow stuff because I have really been liking the powder in the front and then my brow pencil to like give it a good tail since I shaved mine off. Did I say that I ordered some hair dye? I'm getting low on makeup remover, and the makeup remover I normally use is sold out, so I had to like shop around and try and find a similar one because I do a lot of makeup, so I do best with cleansing oils. I need one that really does break down a good chunk of makeup, but I also need it to emulsify because I don't want it to be just like, oh, it breaks down the oil, but now I have to get the oil off your face, even though I am double cleansing with like a face soap afterwards. I like when they emulsify and rinse clean. I also don't like cleansing oils that irritate my eyes, so I have to like do a lot of reading when I'm looking for a new one. The Sephora Collection Supreme Cleansing Oil is nice. It's a good price. It breaks up my makeup and mascara and everything really well. It does emulsify and rinse clean. It doesn't irritate my eyes any more than, well, honestly not very much at all. Way less than some of the times that I've used other eye makeup removers. But they make a lot of cleansing oils that don't emulsify and are not safe for the eye area, aka they will burn like a fucking bitch. And since your eye makeup is right on your eye, there's no good way to remove your eye makeup without getting some cleanser in your eye. So it has to be something that is not going to irritate your eye. So you have to find cleansers that do list that they take off makeup, that do say that they are safe for the eye area, that do say that they emulsify or like turn milky or rinse clean. There's a bunch of different keywords to look for. And then you have to go down and read the reviews and see, are people saying, yeah, like technically it takes off makeup if you try long enough, but it's not very good at it. Or yeah, it did definitely burn my eyes, or any number of things. So, I did that, and I finally came to one that I was willing to try. Because then you have to pick the ones that match all your requirements, and then compare, like, are these brands you've used before? Is it a brand you're willing to try? What is the overall price? How many ounces are you getting? Stuff like that. That tail does not look good. Let me see if I can quick shadow it up. Not really. It'll just look bad. Who cares? I am going to put on green highlighter. We're going to use Lucky Clover from the Moonchild Glow Kit. Because I love Lucky Clover. It's one of the ones that I've saved. Because I want it, and I would love to paint my face with it all the time, but since it's easy to pan, I leave it for my reward at the end. But yeah, so you put those in your cart, you then compare the pricing for the size, because some of them, they'll look like they're comparable. Be like, okay, one's 20 something, one's 25, yeah, whatever. And then you'll look at the sizing and the one that is cheaper, the one that's 20 instead of 25, will be 3 ounces, and the $25 one will be 6 ounces. I really wish makeup places would get on grocery store level, where they'll put the price per ounce, price per pound, price per whatever. I guess it's the unit price. That makes sense. So you can look at, 4 different, if you know where to look on the label for the different things, say you're wanting to compare cereal, off-brand, regular brand versus everything else, and see what is really a better deal. My contacts are dry. If you know where to look on the price tag, or the sticker that they put on the shelf, it'll tell you, oh, this one's 30 cents an ounce, and this one's 40 cents an ounce, even though the one that's 40 cents an ounce might look cheaper because it has a smaller volume per box, if that makes sense. I would like makeup companies to get there too. So if you're going to be comparing stuff I'm not sure if eyeshadow would be similar, but honestly, I wouldn't be mad about it if they had, you know, yeah, this is the price, because they'll have the price and they'll have the volume, but that's a lot of math that I don't always want to do at odd hours of the morning when I'm doing my, like, recovery shopping. And I would just like somebody to do it for me. Or say, you know, compare price for whatever, or, all of that. Okay, we're gonna prompt those to irrigate. The only downside to those two eyeshadows is they're both quite powdery, which will irritate your contacts sometimes, getting too much eyeshadow in your eyes, because there's a lot of kick up while blending. So I did all of that, and then I got to the end and I was like, okay, I'm like 2/3 of the way to free shipping. What do I need? I just ordered foundation and powder. Like, I could probably get away with mascara, but I just opened a new one, so I won't need another one for 2 months. And, you know, push comes to shove, there are tricks to extend the life of your mascara, and or if something drastic happens and I can't get the mascara I like, there's still plenty of cheap mascara at grocery stores still. The little drugstore section, the pharmacy area of one of my grocery stores does have makeup. I could, in a pinch, go and get some. Or I could just wait a month and a half and order some like a regular person. And I was like, I could use this as an excuse to buy things, but I have a lot. Like, I don't need bronzer, I don't need blush, I don't need any highlighters. I gave some serious thought. There's several, but there's one eyeshadow palette at Ulta, because I was shopping at Ulta, so I could get my rewards points. There was an eyeshadow palette that I wanted, I talked myself out of, I kept it on my review list. It's been on clearance for a while, so it's discounted. It's the Dose of Colors Friendication palette, which is like, it's such a boring palette. It's a couple glitter shades, which are honestly a little bit more shimmer than true glitter, and like some nudes. It is such a boring palette, but I've seen people use it, and I'm so curious about the shimmer formula. I don't think I have any Dose of Colors. Yeah, I don't think I have any Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette, so I haven't tried their mattes either. But it's nothing, absolutely nothing interesting. There's no duochrome, like, there's no colorful mattes. It is like very neutral glam. The most interesting part is probably a chunky blue shimmer. Which, like, I've played with duping because I kind of want to do... So I think it was Alexandra Anale? Anale? It might not even have been that palette, but she did, like, this really, really gorgeous metallic blue smoky eye. And I want to say she used that palette, and it was that blue shimmer shade, which got me, reminded me, it's like, oh, I was interested in that back in the day. Is that still a thing? Yeah, I can still get it. It is sitting in my saved for later pile, taunting me, saying I'm still here, I'm still on sale. And I've multiple times been like, if I go and I see it, when I'm running this errand and stocking up on A, B, or C from whatever I need to restock in my makeup or skincare, if I see it here, I'm gonna pick it up. And I never see it physically in their, little clearance makeup section in the stores near me. Even though supposedly it's somewhere in the store, according to the online inventory, because I'm stalking it like that, like a crazy person. But that was like twice as much as I needed. The sale price of that palette was twice as much as I needed to get to free shipping. And I'm hoping that I can ignore it long enough that it'll go away entirely and I will never have to deal with the fact that I'm potentially bringing in another basically nude palette with a pop of blue. I'm trying so hard not to do that. Oh, so then I was like, well, last time I was in Sephora, I was there with my friend, and she was, what should I do for lips? Don't know. Hide them. I'll probably just use my go-to nude one that I've been slowly panning. Hourglass True Love Means. Last time I was in Sephora, my friend was with me and she was looking to update and like kind of have a touch up for her red hair color because she's dyeing her hair since I'm not. Well, not because I'm not, but she is, and I'm living vicariously through her. So we went through the color section to look for like a tinting mask or like a leave-in gloss or something that she could kind of refresh her color without having to do a full dye session. Which is when I became aware that Ulta stocks Arctic Fox and the Lime Crime hair like deposit dyes. Which may be a stupid idea. Very well might be. So I'm, looking around, looking for something that I can use that is within the price I'm trying to find to match my way up to free shipping, but isn't just like a buying just to buy. Like, I'm like, okay, well, let me look for face masks. I haven't bought a face mask in a while. I'm a little low. Let's look at that. I'm trying out a CBD facial serum. Let me see what Ulta has that's comparable. Nothing really good. Let me get a leave-in hair conditioner. Like, yeah, I'm totally good on my spray conditioner and, like, end treatments and everything. Maybe they have a mask. Maybe they have a hair mask I can try. Nothing looks good. Nothing that I'm interested in is in the price range I want to get up to free shipping, because I'm not trying to, like, add... I was looking for, like, $10 or $15 to add to get there, which is stupid. I should have just paid for shipping, would have been cheaper. But I'm like, I know there's something in here that I could do, that I could get to get me to free shipping that is useful. I know. And everything I'm finding is outside my price range and or not something I'm interested in, doesn't look like it's actually going to do anything. And I'm like, well, I could get more setting spray, but I'm not really low on setting spray, and even then it's not an integral part to my routine. I'm doing it, but it's not like the most important. I am nowhere near needing a new eyeshadow primer. I have 2 face primers going. And so I remember that Arctic Fox and Lime Crime are there. And I'm like, okay, well, those are deposit-only dyes. But my hair's, my natural hair is a little dark for deposit-only. I'm not like a platinum blonde naturally. And my hair doesn't grab color very well. Or at least it hasn't grabbed any of the colors I've put on it before. And so I'm, reading and I'm like, yeah, it says it is best on pre-bleached or lightened hair, but it does have a color chart for tinting medium to deep hair. So I'm looking and I'm reading the reviews and kind of checking, and like, They're pretty standard. They're, you know, oh, well, you know, yes, I love the neon orange for my bleached hair. Well, of course you do. You have bleached hair. It's going to grab shit, and it's already lightened. And, you know, there's the normal ones being like, oh, the red stains everything, or like, the black will leave it. Yeah, of course, the black and the navy blue are going to leave residue most places. Like, most hair companies have that. And then I see the most dangerous one, which is somebody who wrote a review and posted pictures. Some really, really cute pictures of both on bleached and her virgin hair, because I guess she's been using Arctic Fox for so many, whatever. I did see in the Lime Crime one that even the ones that say they're supposed to tint darker hair really didn't do much to anybody. That's what the reviews said on Ulta. And there was this lovely look that this girl got of putting it over hair that is a similar depth to mine, unprocessed, and she used a pink, and it turned out this really nice mauvey rose gold, and I was like, God damn it. That means it potentially sticks to unprocessed hair, and it is a visible tint on darker hair. God damn it. And it's like $16. I'm like, that's right the range I'm looking for. God damn it. So I ordered pink hair dye. If nothing else, it'll be conditioning, because the Arctic Fox isn't a conditioning base, so it's deposit-only dye. It doesn't need something to react and kind of mess with your hair like most bleach does. And in theory, I can tint my hair. It probably won't do much. It probably won't even stay for more than a wash or two. But I'm gonna have fun, because I've been very good. I haven't bleached it, but if I can get a cute little pink tint out of it, we'll have fun. So when that arrives, and when I get to full cabin fever crazy, I will purple pink my hair and hope that it sticks. So, hopefully this look was nice for you guys. I think it turned out very pretty, very kind of sultry. That green just pairs with purple so well. So well. I wish that the green in the outer corner had showed up more, but still nice. I like it. I have to go make dinner and judge myself for buying hot pink hair dye. We'll see what happens. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for stopping by. Stay safe. Don't do anything you have to avoid. Just stay as home and secure as you can within reason while surviving. Thank you.